one of the critical things we need to also take note of is that beyond producing your marketing plan, you may be required, or it may be best practice, to also develop a justification report. You can either attach this as an appendix to your marketing plan in practice, or you could also develop it as a separate document. Now, the content of the justification report will simply represent, or will simply capture, justifications behind the sort of marketing plan that you've developed. So it will look at the key issues that you have raised. It will look at the strategic choice that you have made. It will also look at your tactical mix elements and seek to justify your tactical mix elements. Beyond this, it will also look at some critical success factors which you need to, or some milestones you need to chalk to ensure that you are on track with your performance. And it will also seek to justify your implementation approach, your metrics, and seek to determine the continuous improvement formula or approach towards your marketing plan which you've developed. Okay, so the first thing to do as far as your justification report is concerned is to look at, or to identify, the key issues from the audit and determine which portions of your marketing plan that particular key issue or those particular key issues have affected or influenced. Okay, so once we are done with that, the next thing will be to justify your choice of strategy. It is possible that that strategy is suitable, it is feasible, it is realistic, it sits well with the strategic intent of the organization. It will help you to penetrate new markets. It will also help you to achieve your ultimate theme, which is to become competitive through a certain mechanisms, either through partnerships or sustainability, and so on and so forth. So basically, you justify the key issues, or you identify the key issues and explain which aspects of the marketing plan the key issues have affected. You will then look at your strategy and justify the choice of your strategy to determine why you've selected that strategy and what that strategy, why that strategy is best for your organization. The next area will be to justify your tactical marketing mix. So over here, remember that the discussion is not only on digital, non-digital, that is traditional forms of your traditional tactical mix elements, but the digital components must also be looked at. So the discussion will be on the product, the price, the place, the promotion, fiscal evidence, processes, people that you have spoken to your marketing plan. Why are you saying that there will be a price change for your new product? Why are you saying that for distribution, we should charge a different price online than we're going to charge, or from what we're going to charge as far as physical distribution or our brick and mortar stores are concerned? Okay, you need to be able to provide some justification for why you are saying that we should develop new products and we'll go through such and such a process to arrive at X. Okay, why are you saying that the product should be sophisticated and it should have certain aesthetics or aesthetic designs, and so on and so forth? So for C, our main purpose, or for the third thing we'll do under the justification report, is to ensure that we are justifying the tactical mix that we have developed above. Note that our justification will reflect both online and offline, approaches to the market as discussed in the marketing plan above. Okay. Then after that, for D, we have to look at the critical success factors. The critical success factors which we would need to help us implement the chosen strategy. Critical success factors could be likened to key milestones and also factors which are necessary to ensure the success of the marketing plan. Factors which must necessarily be present to ensure the success of the marketing plan. For example, we must ensure that we have the right caliber of staff who have the right caliber of skills to be able to help us implement our marketing plan or our chosen strategy. Okay, we must ensure that we give staff the appropriate training to ensure that they can develop new products, they can manage those new products, and so on and so forth, or the new systems we are going to deploy or roll out. Okay, so at the end of the day, here we are looking at critical success factors. We may need resources. Probably to roll out our marketing plan, we may need $1 million Ghana cedis, $2 million, $1 million dollar. We may need $200,000. The financial aspect or the monetary resource is extremely important. It's a factor which is critical to our success. Assuming we may have to obtain certain licenses to operate. For example, if my business wants to expand into Nigeria, wants to create or produce or build a factory, a producing factory, a factory that will produce maybe soft drinks and other fast-moving consumer goods, then it is important that I have to obtain a license to do so. Okay, I have to obtain a license from probably their local government and certain regulatory bodies in that environment. Okay, so licensing becomes a critical success factor, because if I don't get the license, I cannot build my factories or the company's factories in those territories. All right, so basically, critical success factors are those factors which must be present to ensure the success of our chosen strategy. Includes regulations, licensing regimes, includes even monetary requirements, includes skills, includes human resource, includes even technology, or certain areas or with certain objectives and strategies. You cannot do without innovation, for example. So in technology may play a big role as far as a critical success factor is concerned. Okay. Then from there, we will need to justify our choice of measurement tools, okay, for determining the success of the marketing plan, and explain how the results from this will influence a continuous improvement plan. So in a nutshell, what we need to do here is to justify the metrics that we have spoken to. Okay, we pick the metrics, we explain the metrics, we try to determine or explain or justify why that metric is necessary and must be factored into our marketing plan, or why we have selected that metric out of the countless metrics we could have selected. Now, beyond that, it is also important to show that the results from this metric, or to show us that after using this metric, we should be able to use the results from that metric to give us information that will help us to implement or roll out a continuous improvement plan. When we say a continuous improvement plan, we are simply looking at a plan that will help us to remain in business for a long time or into the foreseeable future. It will help us to make incremental improvements to our business processes over an estimated, period of time. So over here, the metric that we are selecting, what kind of information would it give us? And how are we going to factor that information into a continuous improvement plan? AKA, the metric should be able to give us useful information which we can use to make decisions concerning our business or our business as a going concern. Okay? It will help us to make decisions that would point us in the proper direction. Which areas can we make adjustments? What is going well? What is going wrong with our business? Assuming we use sales as a metric and we use regional sales, and consistently our metric shows that certain markets are not performing well, then in terms of our continuous improvement plan, we would have information from our metric which will tell us that we should focus more on our Kumasi market or our Northern region or Tamale markets. Assuming we are dealing with the West African sub-region, and you are distributing in Ghana, Nigeria, Togo, Cameroon, Benin, for example, then our metric should be able to tell us that according to our regional sales metric, we are getting information that points to the fact that we are not doing well in Benin, in the French-speaking West African countries. So why? The metrics should also be able to tell us why. Is it that consumers are unable to relate to our product because our product is marketed and distributed as we do in the Anglophone countries? Are we not advertising in ways that the locals, the French locals, understand and appreciate? See, so the metric will give us information as to what it is, the hows and the whys, as to why we are where we are. And then once we have that understanding, we can then develop a continuous improvement plan to help us, fix that particular situation. All right?